5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All systems go with Josh Appelbaum starts now.
Hello and welcome to episode 496 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. I am your host, Josh Appelbaum. What's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday, another day here in the arena, guys, and we are now just 2 days away from the NFL draft, and this number 2 pick, I keep going back to it because every day, and I'm almost kicking myself for not almost fading this draft steam, but this number 2 pick continues to get more and more crazy and insane by the day. Again, we all know Mendoza, quarterback, obviously champion Hoosiers there, is going to go 1 overall. He's minus 20,000 to go to the Raiders. But what are the Jets going to do at number 2? And this has been unbelievable because it's been so back and forth. Now, go back a week ago, and David Bailey was a pretty big favorite here, the edge rusher from Texas Tech. So when I give the update, I always got to just go back to the beginning and let you guys know, what we've seen so far, because it's unbelievable. Bailey was the favorite, minus 150. You go back like a month ago, Arvell Reese was the favorite, minus 175, minus 200. Then we flipped, of course, to Arvell Reese going back to a favorite. And yesterday, Arvell Reese, say that 10 times fast, was like minus 175, even minus 200. Guys, I went to ESPN.com this morning, as I always do. I wake up and I look at the lines, and I go to ESPN, I read the headlines, and there's a headline here. Quote, Jets GM, don't read into canceled visit with DE prospect Bailey. So basically this GM of the Jets said, quote, in regard to David, we had good touch points with him at the combine, went to his pro day, had a dinner with him, kind of just juggling our 30 visits and how to use them. I wouldn't look too much into a cancellation because there were other ones that we may have changed as well. So as soon as that news broke, that basically the GM of the Jets is saying, don't look into it too much, as in, maybe you thought we're definitely not going to draft him. Well, not so fast. Maybe we will draft him. I went right back to DraftKings, and David Bailey is back to being the favorite to go number 2 overall, minus 125. So Arvell Reese is minus 115. This is where the books get you because it's going to be Bailey or Reese. But if you want to bet it today, both guys are minus numbers. But Bailey is now officially the favorite here, minus 125 versus Arvell Reese, minus 115. So again, we're going to get an answer to this in 48 hours. What was that? 2 days, 2.5 days, basically. But unbelievable how this thing goes back and forth. Either the Jets are so stupid and truly they don't know who they're going to take, or this is an epic smokescreen here. But continue to see this Bailey versus Reese back and forth. Again, go to bed one day, wake up the next day, the other guy is favored. So something to keep an eye out for, and hopefully we can take advantage. And I'm actually, on the other hand, glad that we haven't bet this thing yet. Obviously, if you got Bailey plus money, you're feeling good. You can make a case. Do you want to buy low on Arvell Reese at another book that might be giving you plus money? You could definitely make a case for that. But I think it's just a perfect textbook example of we all want to bet the NFL draft, or at least a lot of us do. But the longer you wait, hopefully the more information you get. The final mock drafts will be coming out today and tomorrow. And then really it's that day of steam, because I keep going back to the NBA draft from a few years ago where Jabari Smith was the favorite pretty much the entire time to go first overall. And then the day of the draft, a ton of Paolo Banchero steam came in, made Banchero the favorite. So let's try to continue to be patient and continue to monitor this late movement. Hopefully that'll help us cash some tickets. Now, NFL draft aside, a couple days from now we'll be betting on it. But let's get right back to Major League Baseball. Now, I do have a 3-pack of bets for you guys, all 3 of which are short money line favorites. So let's try to go 2-1, eke out a winning night. Unfortunately, couldn't go 2-1 last night. 1-2 minus 1.09 units. Had a great hit with the Cubbies. Cubbies came through 5-1. Our guy Colin Ray pitched a gem. Had some nice clutch hits from the Cubs, so that was a nice winner. But both the Rays and the Guardians really never close. Although Cleveland, I think, got out to 1-0 lead. But Cleveland loses 9-2 to Houston. Rays lose 6-1 to Cincinnati. 2 bets there that, again, were pretty much no-shows for us. Didn't have to sweat it. You knew by like the 3rd or 4th inning, neither of those are really coming true. But did get the Cubs, so 1-2 minus 1.09 units. Again, 3-pack. Sometimes you're going to go 1-2. You really just try to avoid the 0-3s, but we'll see if we can get back in the green, eke out a winning day for today. So that being said, let's waste no more time. I got a 3-pack for you, and we'll see if we can catch some tickets here on a big Tuesday. Now, first bet on the board, I'm going right back to the Trop guys. Cincinnati Reds at the Tampa Bay Rays, 6:40 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Let's set the stage, talk splits, line move, system matches, juice reel. I'll give you my play for this one. So, Reds come in 15-8 on the year. They won last night's Interleague Series opener 6-1, as I mentioned. Unfortunately, for those of you like me who were on the Reds, didn't love seeing it. But they came through, the Reds did, as a plus 105 road dog. Rematch here for tonight. Reds are going to go with the righty and former top pick Chase Burns. I think he was second overall a couple years ago. He's 1-1 with a 2.42 ERA. Rays, meanwhile, who are 12-10, are going to go with the lefty Steven Matz. He's 3-0 with a 3.80 ERA. So what have we seen across the market here? Well, this game opened at basically a pick'em. It was mostly minus 110 both sides. I did see a couple books that were slightly Tampa Bay, maybe minus 115 or so. But overall, we'll split the difference. Basically, market-setting books were a minus 110 both sides pick'em play. So I always talk about, again, a pick'em play, whether it's a pick'em with a spread of 0 in a football or basketball game, or baseball or hockey, minus 110 both sides. Where does the line move? Because, pros who set their own numbers and play their discrepancy plays, if they have the game as a pick'em as well, they're not going to bet it because they have no edge over the book. That's what, you always got to remember. The wise guys are only betting if they have an edge. If they don't have an edge, they're not playing it. So if it's no edge, they're not going to bet the game. But sometimes wise guys have slightly different numbers than the odds makers, the sports books here. So if they have a team minus 115, minus 120, and they open at a pick'em, they're going to hit that team, cause that line to move in their directions. That's what it looks like is happening here in favor of the red legs. So I'm going Reds, guys. The Reds open minus 110 pick'em. Now the Reds are up to minus 115. And I'm even seeing a couple of shops creep up closer to minus 120. So this line never, flipped to Tampa Bay minus 115, minus 120. It's only moved towards Cincinnati. So that tells me, even though it's not a massive, 20-cent steam move, but all movement liability has been on the Reds in this spot. So it looks like a pick'em to favorite. Wise guy play. Again, we always talk about the dog to fave. This would be a pick'em to fave play. If you look at the splits in particular, moneyline bets look pretty good at circa. Only 40% of moneyline bets, but 50% of moneyline dollars out in the desert around Cincy. So it tells us the bigger, sharper wagers also going with the Reds here. Also, as I always mention, it's interesting for me to monitor. If you bet a money line, you're like, hey, just win the game by 1 or more, or it doesn't really matter, just win by 1. But it is interesting to see where wise guys are leaning in terms of the spread. So the run line here looks actually pretty good on Cincy as well. They're minus 1.5, so got to win by 2 or more, but it's plus 150. It's a pretty big payout, and good splits at both DK and Circa. At DK, 39% spread bets, 74% spread dollars on Cincy, and over at Circa, 50% spread bets, 91% spread dollars on Cincy here. Again, I'm just going money line, so I got the Reds minus 115 at BetMGM. But again, if you're bold, looks like wise guys do like Reds by 2 or more. Now, Cincy, as we always like to look at in these interleague games, lean toward betting a favorite in interleague play. Doesn't mean you bet every favorite. Doesn't mean every favorite comes true and cashes in an interleague game. But the lack of familiarity typically is a benefit toward the better team, which would be Cincy based on the minus number. And then also, we have a favorite low total, very low total of 7.5 here. It opened at 8, got down to 7.5. So we have the line moving toward Cincy as the favorite, and the total, showing liability on the under. So hopefully this is a, 4-0 Cincinnati Reds win, something like that. But that would also be fewer amount of expected runs scored, more likely to come from, quote unquote, that better team. Now, the Redlegs, did you know? They are 9-2 on the road this year. That is the best road record in baseball. Where are they at tonight? They're on the road. So we have a pick'em to a favorite with Cincy. We got really good bet splits on both the money line and the spread. We got correlative betting favorite low total. We got interleague favorite. We got the best road team in baseball. And then, oh, by the way, little cherry on top, popped open juice reel and noticed a 17% sharp mush edge on the Reds. So 17% more of the sharper winning bettors also going with the Redlegs. So I played the Rays last night, and they let me down. Let's see if hopefully the Reds can win 2 in a row, get a win for us tonight. I got Cincinnati minus 115 on the money line, and again, that was at BetMGM. Next one for you. This one looks gross, but it is so sharp, and I hope you guys know me by now. I'm you may or may not know. You probably do if you listen to this pod. But I'm a Bostonian. I'm actually technically a Western Mass kid, but born and raised New England. I love my Red Sox, Bruins, Celtics, Patriots. Again, if you're a Bruins fan tonight's a huge night because they better bounce back and get a win after blowing it in the first game against the Sabres. But I hope you know I never recommend or highlight a sharp bet or force something just because it's my favorite team. Because I learned long ago when I first bet on sports, I wanted to always bet the Patriots, Bruins, Celtics, Red Sox because I'm like, hey, I want to win money and I want to watch my team win. But I learned very early on, you never want to inject your bias because it's going to talk you into bad bets and out of good ones. Because then you don't want to bet against your team because you don't want them to lose. And then you know, if the other side's sharp, you lay off just because you don't want your team to lose. But again, when you're true to that model, when you do kind of stumble on a game where your favorite team is sharp, then you get excited to sweat that team. So I'm talking Red Sox, Yankees tonight, 6:45 p.m. Eastern time at Fenway Park. And I'm going Boston here. And they look really, really sharp, fit in our model. So Yankees come in 13-9 on the year, just swept the Royals. They won that series finale 7-0 as a -155 home favorite. Meanwhile, the Sox, 9-13 on the year, losing record, did just split a 4-game set against the Tigers. They won yesterday's Patriots Day Boston Marathon game 8-6 as a -135 home favorite. So pitching matchup for tonight, Yankees going with the righty Luis Gil. Again, I'm one of those people who thought it was Luis Gil for so many years until I realized that it is Luis Gil, G-I-L. But 0-1, ERA of 7 for Gil. Red Sox are going to go with the lefty Connolly Early, 1-0, 2.29 ERA. So what have we seen across the market in this one? Well, the Yankees open as a very short -115 road favorite, with the Red Sox around a -105 home dog. And the public is saying, Yankees all day. The Yankees got the better record. It's a very short number. So you are getting right now 71% of moneyline bets going with the Yankees. However, you would think opening -115, 71% of bets, Yankees are up to, -120, -130, right? Nope, the line's completely gone the other way toward Boston. So the Red Sox went from -105 dog to now a -125 home favorite. Some shops even close to -130. So if 71% of bets are on the Yankees, lay in -115, why are the odds makers saying, oh, you like -115? Here, I'll give you Yankees, plus 105, plus 110, plus 115. No, the odds makers aren't just being nice. They're moving that number, allowing the public to continue to double down on the Yankees because it looks like smart money here is going with the Red Sox. So Boston only getting 29% of bets at DraftKings, but 52% of dollars, which coincides with that dog to fave reverse line move. Over at Circa, Red Sox look sharp as well. 39% bets, 70% dollars. So both DK and Circa showing a very good low bets, higher dollar split in favor of Boston. I do have a good system here when both teams are coming off a win. Take the home favorite in the opening game of a new series. That system is 167 and 104, 62% with a 3% ROI since the start of 2024. Connolly Early, you may not know much about this kid, but he doesn't throw 100 miles an hour, but he's just old school, like a Clayton Kershaw kind of guy. He's been great. Came up last year and was good as a rookie. Starting off good again this year, knock on wood. But he's given up 1 earned run or fewer in 4 of his 5 starts this season. Meanwhile, the Yankees going up against Early, a lefty. They're only hitting a $185 against lefties this year. That's 28th in baseball. And how many teams are in baseball? 30. So they are third worst in Major League Baseball against lefties. So public's on Yankees, but lines going to the Red Sox. And the Red Sox also are a 22% sharp mush edge from our friends at Juice Reel. So add it all up here, guys. I jumped on Red Sox a little bit earlier today, -118 at Bally Bet. But again, shop around most books now around -125. But let's go Sox. And then an ain't broke, don't fix it play. Let's go right back to Wrigley Field, 7:40 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Phillies visiting the Cubbies. Now, Cubs 13-9 on the year. Came through for us last night with a 5-1 win over the Phils. Came through as a -115 home favorite. In the rematch tonight, the Phils, who are 8-14 on the year, they're going with the lefty Jesus Luzardo, who's 1-3 with a 7.94 ERA. Cubbies, meanwhile, going to go with the fellow southpaw Shota Imanaga, who is 1-1 with a 2.45 ERA. What have we seen across the market here? Well, this game opened Cubbies listed as a pretty modest -120 home favorite. Philly around a +100 road dog. And again, what do wise guys say? Do they say, yeah, Philly struggled, Cubs playing well, therefore, Philly's kind of in a buy low spot to break through and hit that number and, again, bring it back down to a pick'em or close to a pick'em? Or do wise guys say, man, Philly is really in a bad spot right now. Cubs are playing great. That's a good number to jump on the Cubs. and cause that line to go up toward Chicago? Well, it looks like the latter, because the Cubbies opening minus 120 have now been bet up to minus 125, minus 130. I see one book at minus 135. So clearly this line is going toward the Cubbies. Now you look at Circa, 90% bets, 95% dollars on the Cubs. So it tells me we got heavy one-way action, low bets, higher dollars. Pro and Joe split in favor of Chicago here. I have a good system match on the Cubs. If you are a sweet spot favorite, minus 120 to minus 140, who made the playoffs the previous season, and the opponent also made the playoffs the previous season, you take that home favorite. That system is 4-2 this year, 67%, 17% ROI. But more importantly, since the start of last season, it's 38-16, 70% win rate, 24% ROI. Hopefully Imanaga pitches well. Cubs can get to Luzardo, knock on wood. But Chicago does have the better bats, hitting 251 on the year, 117 runs scored, 342 on base percentage. Philly only hitting 220, 76 runs scored, a 301 OBP. Cubs 6-3 in night games. Phillies 4-9 in night games. Chicago's also hitting 263 against lefties. That's the 6th best in Major League Baseball. Phillies only hitting $176 against lefties. That ranks 29th. Lastly, you look at this matchup, dig a little deeper into the starting pitchers. You look at Luzardo, again, not good numbers. ERA of nearly 8, but the Phillies are 1-3 in his 4 starts this year. Meanwhile, Imanaga, last 3 starts, he has an ERA of 1.06. He's given up 2 earned runs in 17 innings pitched, so hopefully Imanaga pitches well again here at Wrigley. And then lastly, 7% sharp mush edge on the Cubs at Juice Reel. What I like even more, popped open Rhythm. I have 2 Rhythm recommendations on the Cubbies, one of which is a Green Star Lightning Bolt smart signal. So it looks like the AI model also likes the Cubs here tonight. So you add all up, again, going back to the well, hopefully the Cubs can get another winner for us at Wrigley. I got Cubs minus 123 at Ballybet. Again, shop around some books closer to minus 130. So Reds, Red Sox, Cubs. Let's try to get 2 out of 3 and get back in the green for today. So that about does it for episode 496 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. This is the part of the pod where we wrap things up, and I always start first by saying thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for grinding in the arena with me every single day through the good and the bad, the ups and the downs, the great wins, the heartbreaking losses. You know, in life, you got good days and bad days. Some days you just grind. Sports betting, same thing. You have great winning days, rough losing days, or you're just grinding. But either way, guys, we host this pod every day, and you guys tune in, and we put our heads together and try to look for sharp, data-driven plays with our head and not our heart. That's what I'm very grateful for. So if you do enjoy this pod, hopefully you value the insights, please think about helping me grow this podcast. If you haven't done it yet, give the pod a 5-star review. I'd very much appreciate the 5-star review on Spotify or iTunes. Click the rate and review if you want to leave a comment under the review tab. That's also awesome. You want to click the follow button. That way you get a pop-up alert as soon as the pod drops each afternoon, or recommend the pod to a friend, or retweet the pod when I put it out on Twitter. Very much appreciate any or all of those things. Next, if you enjoy this style of sports betting breakdown, data-driven, sharp contrarian betting, focusing on line movement, bet split, system matches, making bets with our head and not our heart, taking a contrarian approach. If this style of betting has appealed to you, you want to learn more about data-driven betting, or maybe you have someone in your life who could use some data-driven tips, I would love for you to go to Amazon.com and type in the Everything Guide to Sports Betting, or the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook. Those are the 2 books that I've written. Very proud of both. Got some great insights there. They make a great, Father's Day gift, birthday for somebody, graduation gift, who knows. But if you want to support the team and grab a copy of either book, the Everything Guide to Sports Betting or the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook on Amazon, you can then bring them to the sports book and I'll sign them for you. And I'll buy you a beer or a ginger ale and we'll sweat some games together. Next, have you downloaded Rhythm and Juice Reel yet? My 2 favorite sports betting apps. They help me win. I'm confident they're going to help you win because they're all about the data. And we're living in a world where AI is taking over. Pretty soon we'll reach the singularity when AI becomes smarter than humans. But you know what? Before they kill us with Terminator taking over, maybe they can help us cash some sports betting tickets. I'm half joking, but I am worried that aliens. That's a whole nother subject. I am half worried that AI will take over. And you always find, like, on a whole nother tangent, a lot of these sci-fi movies, they kind of end up coming true. I don't know if that's me stretching too much or not. But anyway, whole point being, there are two great AI-backed models and predictions, or two great AI-backed, sports betting apps that I would highly recommend that you download. First one is Rhythm, RITHMM. Rhythm does a great job of powering this pod. Today's Tuesday, so 2 days from now on Thursday, that'll be fun. I didn't realize, dawning on me now, that the Rhythm Rundown we do every Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m., that'll be taking place right before the draft. So look forward to seeing you guys there, stream live on Twitter. But then also Juice Reel. Juice Reel has so many great features. You can sync up your sports books, get a running report card of your action, get the CLV indicators once you bet a game, and track how that line is breaking, either hopefully for you or not against you, leading up to first pitch or kickoff or whatever. You also get the Robo Jackson best bet picks, the Sharp Mush indicators, the arbitrage plays, the shop for the best line futures, as well as if you feel so inclined, want to be a hero, you can support the pod. The pod's free. You want to let me know you appreciate the insights, go sign up for a week of best bets that you can get exclusively on Juice Reel. It costs $4.99 a week, $5, $5 bill, pass in the hat, $5 to get those best bets. As soon as I bet them, they go right to the All Systems Go profile on Juice Reel. And you can tail fade, do what you like, but I consider it a tip jar. If you enjoy the pod, you can show your appreciation by signing up for those best bets. But go download Rhythm, go download Juice Reel, give them both a 5-star review in the App Store. Next, do you have a live odds page? Well, if you don't have one, you need one. It's such an important tool to be a data-driven bettor because we need access to accurate data. That means we need a live odds page that's giving us all the games that day, as well as the upcoming games, all the start times, live scoring, live in-game wagering odds that update automatically. You don't have to do anything. They just change as the game is progressing. But really all the legwork you're doing throughout the day to try to find a sharp bet, which includes the opening column, figuring out what the line opened at, where is it now, identify line movement, click the odds, pull up the line history, as well as shopping for the best number, identifying late steam. You can do it all with Odds Logic. So if you want to give Odds Logic a shot, highly recommend it. It's a fantastic live odds page. I use it every day. All you got to do is go to oddslogic.com/Josh123. That's /Josh123 at the end. That's going to give you a 7-day free trial and 50% off your first month of service. So that about does it for episode 496 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. As always, guys, 2 final thoughts. 1, whether I see you at the Borgata in Atlantic City, Twin River in Rhode Island, the Brook in New Hampshire, Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun down in Connecticut, at the Encore in Boston, Plainridge Park Casino, MGM Springfield, or the Nash in my neck of the woods on the border of Massachusetts and Nashville, New Hampshire, or out in the desert where the true grinders get down, where Billy Walters sends his number runners, where the lowest juice possible is found at the South Point, or sweating sharp contrarian plays, jumping in the stadium swim pool when you cash a big ticket at Circa. You're going to walk up to me. Rays, Cleveland, dead to us, complete no-shows, but show me a Cubbies ticket. Nice to see the Cubs come through on a short money line price for us last night. So first bet's on me, or first beer's on me, next one's on you. We'll post about the book and sweat some more baseball here for tonight. So that about does it, guys. As always, coming off a 1-2 or a 2-1, a 3-0 or an 0-3, a winning night, a losing night, a hot streak, a cold streak, whether things are going our way and we're stacking units left and right, or we can't catch a break and we're down in the dumps, we just got to stay the course, not get too high or too low. We got to stay disciplined with our bankroll management. We got to play the system matches when they present themselves. So we are looking for games that are against the public, with the house, with the pros, flat bet, avoid parlays, and get that CLV. If we can do that, we're going to be successful sports bettors. So hope everyone has a great Tuesday night. By the way, I got no bet on the game, but let's go Bruins. They blew it in game 1, so I'll be watching the Bruins game as just a Bruins fan with my daughter, who actually turns 1 month old today. 1 month ago today she was born. Already 1 month in the books. Actually, after this pod, my wife and I are bringing her to her 1 month doctor's appointment. And when she was born, she was 8.1 ounces, and she dipped a little bit. She was down to 7.5 at 1 week, and then at 2 weeks she got back to 8.2, and the goal is for her to be at 9.4 today. So we I set the over under at 9.4. I'm going over because she's eating a ton. My wife can barely keep up with all the milk, but I think she's going over. So that's what I'm doing. I'll be going to my daughter's one. I can't even believe it. I can't believe I have a daughter. I can't believe she's already a month old. But that's what I'll be doing right after this pod drops. But either way, guys, let's get some winners. on baby Appelbaum's 1 month birthday, and we'll be right back at it tomorrow. That'll be episode 497 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. Good luck, everybody, and let's go Bees.